Hello, good afternoon. My name is Femi and I'm creating this video for Project Lead, and the topic I'll be discussing today will be on the subject of ethics. Ethics really are the guiding principles that determine your behavior and likewise your choices. I think they express the moral decisions an individual makes, which really could be a good or a bad choice, depending on what your school of thought is. So what I mean by that is, depending on what your belief system is, a decision that you make which you think is good, could actually be not right for somebody else. These decisions purely showcase the values that define a person's character and what standards they live by. So there are some key concepts I'm talking about now. I've talked about values, I've talked about character, and I've talked about standards. It's very important to take note of those three things. As I go along, I would expatiate on them, so we have a better understanding of this subject. So with the concept of ethics, you find yourself asking questions like, is this right or wrong? Is this good or bad? Should I take this step or not? Should I say this or should I withhold? Should I actually start a friendship? Should I go here? Should I not? All of these questions come to challenge those guiding principles, come to challenge your values, and come to challenge your character, who you are. These things define you, and they're shaping you into your model, into your niche. Who exactly are you, and what are the standards you live by? These principles, like I mentioned, drive your behaviors and how you relate with others at home and in your society. And when I say relate, how do you present yourself to them? How do you interact with them? How do you influence them? Do you influence positively? Are you a negative influence? All of this drive back to your ethics, to your standards, to your key values as a person. And most of this are shaped even from home, from a very young age. Your values, your standards, your ethics are being shaped and nurtured from home. And as you grow, you begin to find where you tend towards as an individual. And oftentimes people know you by those values and by those standards, and they can actually tell who exactly you really are by those standards. Taking a moral decision on a specific subject simply ties back to ethics. On the contrary, not everyone will agree with your stance or your decisions on certain things. Hence why you need to have and define and also understand what your core values and principles are, and make the right judgments or intuition based on what you believe is good, what you believe is right, or what you believe is true. So when I say that, you often find that the things that you know are right, or are the behaviors that you need to exhibit, some of these are going to be challenged. People will tell you, no, that's not the right thing to do. Sometimes you can look back and see, okay, it's not the right step to take, it's not the right thing to do. Can I reroute? Can I recreate? Can I change? Can I shift my journey somewhere else? Should I take another step rather than this? But sometimes, based on the values that you have built in yourself, when those principles are challenged, you have your behaviors that come to strongly tell you that is the right step to take. You cannot, because of that challenge, change your stance. After you leave school, you may not come across any scenario in your life that may need some of the subjects you learnt. But you know what? At every point of life, or every point in your life, you'll be faced with a moral decision that will come to try and challenge the values and standards that you live by. You may not even realize it, but there's ethics everywhere in what you do. And your choices are key and central to you moving forward and doing things right, exhibiting a behavior that is ethically right and correct and morally sound. You see ethics in what you buy, places you visit, what you eat and drink, the friendships you make, where you go to, what you wear, how you talk. Really, ethics is in everything, and as you grow and learn, you need to constantly visit and refine those principles, as they will largely determine your journey through life and how you will succeed when your values are challenged. You see, society plays a very critical role when shaping your ethics. We have, key shapers of your ethics that help you to form values that are strong and values that would mold you forward into the person you need and the person you need to be. Your family plays a critical role, your culture, your religion, your church, your school. All of these play very critical roles in shaping your ethics. Moral and ethical values are taught during childhood in every house, which is the correct way to good moral standards in the society. Every parent has to teach their youngsters moral, ethical values of the society at home. And that's really the foundation of every child's development. So what happens when you leave your house or when you leave your parents' roof and you're on your own? It's then you begin to see that, okay, it's not just what mom and dad has said. This is me now facing life, and I need to have, these values that anchor together the choices I will make and the path I would head towards. You get what I'm saying? So you need to strengthen and extend those values that you've built from home, nurture them, grow them, so that when life choices come, when you're faced with life choices, you have a pool of resources to ride on and make sure you're making the right choices. So how do you learn these principles? Like I said, you learn them from everyday life, from your shapers. Culture has presented itself ethics that has guided the way you relate with each other and with your society and with your elders. Leaning down when you're greeting an elderly person, what you should wear, how to dress, what you should say, how to present yourself. Religion, your church, your school have all presented ways that you could behave as a good individual. And I want you to, I think the key message from this video is begin to understand what your values are. What are the things that are important to you as you progress and as you grow, and looking ahead at your future, things that lie ahead for you. What do you need to do now to prepare for the challenges that you face that will come to challenge your position and challenge your standards? And it's now you begin to define those things and prepare and make sure that you are making decisions that are morally right, and you're a good person at school, at home, and in your society. And not just being good, but being a good influencer. So you are being a light to others, and people are learning from you. They are seeing behaviors that they could take from you to also mold and shaping them to be better people. I hope this video has you've taken things out from this video. It's been good, it's been enriching and nourishing, and I do hope that we all work together, helping each other to be good people and to be light in everything that we do. Thank you very much. Bye.